I am Ambica Shrestha, and I have been working with the tourism for a long time. We started with tourism, but even while I was working on tourism and doing things, then I was working as volunteer also, volunteering with the hospital people in Beer Hospital. And besides that, I've been working with women and children, trying to help them to develop and to become somebody who can speak, who can work, and who can see that the children, their girls, go to school. That's the other part, and the other part is taking care of heritage. And Dwarikas is built with heritage to keep the heritage alive with the pieces of heritage. And I work full time also on heritage conservation because I work with Nepal Heritage Society. And I would love that people take interest in these things so that there's development of not only of yourself, but you will be developing and seeing things for others too.
Miss Ambika Shrestha, what I wanted to ask you is, how do you feel, building this Dwarikas? This is an exclusive hotel that, in the world, and people like Hillary Clinton and very high-profile people come and stay here. How do you think it has impacted the community?
The community, I'm very happy to say that what we used, the old style bricks and the old carvings, it is first and foremost, it has developed the trade because the carvings had been dying down and there was no market. So young people were not going into carving. So that started, and because we had a workshop where we involved a master carver and then involved young people who were assistants and who became then ones who were then capable of carving beautifully. So we have trained hundreds and hundreds of young people. That is one section. The other is that even the brick making, which is used in the olden houses, the olden temples and houses, that had died down. And there was only a few brick makers who could do this, and we worked with one and made him do these bricks. And he could not make enough to build a hotel. So we had to buy whatever he made and buy it and keep it, and the next year take whatever he did. And this is how, piece by piece, we built this hotel. And the hotel is actually built to preserve our old heritage, our old carvings, and the old system of living. Because this is what Kathmandu Valley was, the art and the culture of the people here in Kathmandu. So this is what we wanted to keep, and keep for the future generations so that they also realize what our ancestors had done. And that we leave it for further on so that people realize and they feel proud of their ancestors. So that is the one part that we have done with this. The other is then working with them and looking around, and also myself. When I started working, I could see many women who did not get the opportunity, who didn't have any education, who didn't even know how to read and write. So we started working with these women, giving them literacy, and just not leaving them with literacy, because we found that leaving them with literacy, it got lost because women had too much to do. So they didn't have the time to sit and read and study again. So we had to give them a purpose, and that purpose was how to earn. From what they were doing, farmers, from what they were doing in the farm, in their little plot of land, to teach them how to grow and how to then market it. And this developed them. Not only was it that they did the farming, but they were doing other things, doing weaving, making dried vegetables, dried things there, making little things which they would sell. So we gave them that and taught them how to do it in a proper way, package it, and then sell it. And this gave them the impetus to keep on the education, to keep on reading and writing and doing sums. So this is how we've been working, and we have been, after that we worked with microcredit, and Thousands of women have now, I don't count, but thousands and thousands of women have got this training, and they have earned and become great earners and become great entrepreneurs. With only that, then we started training them in entrepreneurship, so that they became entrepreneurs, a real entrepreneur, a company, registering a company and working in that way, fully paying taxes and everything. So we've also done that, and our women are earning now and also running companies and becoming entrepreneurs. And if we can't say that they are seen big entrepreneurs, they're even coming up to the medium entrepreneur.
Very nice.
So this is what we work on.
So you've really helped to empower women in Nepal at the village level, as well as urban, rural areas, and also through the Rotary Foundation, you have also empowered women to grow their own coffee farm, just for their own sustainability and empowerment again. So that is really great that is this ongoing, your project with the coffee farm, and also empowerment and training, vocational training for women?
Yes, this is ongoing, because I'm working with an organization called Business and Professional Women. It's an international organization. Its membership is in 114 countries, and we work on that. And it's an ongoing project. And we have chapters, 14 chapters. They are in different parts of the country, Kathmandu Valley, of course, then outside, and like Birganj, Biratnagar, Pokhara, Ramechhap, etc. And even now in Bhairava, Butwal Bhairava, going this side, we'll be going to Birta Mode. In this way, we've been working, but with doing that, it's spreading all over, and we want women to become empowered and earn, so that they will be a backbone of economics for Nepal. That they'll be also a part, because women are not counted as economic people. And we're also working just now on what we say, which is very difficult. It's going to be a long, long fight. It's for every woman around the world, and that is to find the cost of caregiving in the house. All the work that a housewife does, it should be accounted for. We're not saying that they have to be paid, but accounting that the woman is contributing this, so that the economy of the country is showing that women's contribution is this. And we're working on that all over the world. We're trying that in Nepal. If we succeed here, we'll go around and work.
So one more question I'm going to pose to you is, like we talked about the heritage and how important it was for you and your family to upkeep of this heritage and culture. These days we see a lot of internet age, globalization, especially among the youth, whether it's women or men, they are gearing more towards the Western community and easy access to things rather than the culture and heritage. So having done this, how do you wish in the future going forward to promote that in the minds of the young people, so they are not just attaching themselves to something bright and beautiful and modern, but also realizing and being aware of holding on to the cultural roots?
Because, that is very good question. This is a very difficult situation, because now it's globalized. We are globalized, and we cannot stop that. And it's also very good, because you have to be globalized. It's a global. We're in the globe, and so we have to be globalized. But your roots have to be firm. Without your roots, you cannot live. You are then floating. So this is what we need to inculcate with our children, that how important your root is. Where did you come from? What was your background? And what was the culture that you had? Because the culture that was there before, which our ancestors did, they did it with a purpose, and they did it in such a way that it was very, very useful. It's even useful now. Nowadays, though we may be modernized, but the different things. We're coming back to environment. They were talking about environment. They did that. And that, if we can inculcate with our youth, Tell them about with the Newars, of course. We have these days during Tihar. We have Mahapuja. What does that mean? We're even worshipping a dog. We're worshipping a crow. They have reasons. What does a crow do? And what does a dog do? There's are reasons for that, we worship them. We honor them, or even we feel they are useful. That is what we need. They are things that we need for life. So these are things that we have to explain to our children and not make it a ritual. We are doing that, and we are not explaining to them what. And that I would like to appeal to all mothers and fathers, that they should explain to their children about their heritage, about their culture, about their life. And of course the modernization has to come, but the intrinsic thing that is there in life has to be ingrained in them, so that they may go anywhere in the world, but they will keep their identity, they'll keep their heritage, keep their roots. So it is a pleasure, and I would like to say an invitation to all of you also, that there's an event going on in Bangalore, and this is an international conference, women's conference, and it's February 14th to 16th. And this will be a conference which is talking about the circle of life, which is so important for all of us, all human beings, what the circle of life is and how we women can develop with this. So it would be really wonderful to take part in that, and I'm also trying to be there. I would love to be there, and I'm trying to also be there for this event. I hope you all will go, and I hope to see you all on the 13th of December.